Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Inshallah, we will continue with our discussion on from Mafatih al-Hayat. Yesterday we began talking about the merits and the importance of learning and also teaching. And we're going to continue with more narrations on this topic. The next narration, next hadith is from Imam Ali alayhi salam, who says that anyone who goes to the masjid, daily, for the purpose of learning and gaining beneficial knowledge, or they go to the masjid to teach knowledge, they will get the reward for an umrah and a complete hajj for them. They will get a reward for the umrah and the hajj. So that's a very big reward. Then he says in another narration that, O believers, ya mu'min, O mu'mineen, all of you are believers, that your thaman, meaning your value, is based on your knowledge and your etiquettes. Your ilm and your adab. That your entire value is based off of how much you know and how is your behavior, how is your etiquettes. So the more you increase your knowledge and the more you increase in your etiquettes, your adab, you basically increase the value of yourself. For example, if you have a house, it has a certain price, correct? A house has a certain price. The moment you start developing inside that house, you make your basement, you put a swimming pool in the basement, you upgrade the garage, the value of the house is getting more and more expensive, right? So how do you increase your value? Imam Ali is saying you increase your own value based on your knowledge and your etiquettes. So the more you increase your knowledge, that's how much you will be able to find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So people who have more knowledge, they have more accessibility to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the more you have adab, the more akhlaq and etiquettes you have, the better you will be able to help serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, help serve the religion of Islam. So therefore, it is important to have both knowledge and ilm and adab, etiquette. So that's another narration. Another narration from Imam Ali alayhi salam, he says that al-kalimatu min al-hikma yasma'uha ar-rajul fayaqulu aw ya'malu biha khayrun min ibadati sana. If you hear even one piece of wisdom, one advice, if you even learn one thing, and you either teach somebody else or you act on it, you will get the reward of an entire year. Reward of the worship of an entire year. So imagine you worship the entire year. You can get the reward for that if your teacher teaches you something, even one wise thing that a teacher teaches you, and you tell your parents about it, or you tell your brother or sister about it, or more importantly, if you act on it, you will get the reward for the worship of an entire year. That's a big statement from the Imam, Another narration, that anyone who goes and leaves their home to gain knowledge, or they go outside of their home to go sit in the presence of a scholar, and if they even sit 2 hours in front of a scholar, and they even listen to two words from the scholar, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it obligatory, will make heaven obligatory on this person. Wajib, this person will definitely go to heaven. To ulama, proper ulama, inshallah, if you get to sit with them. But obviously, this doesn't just mean you sit there, you listen, and then you don't act on it. Remember, we are saying all of the narrations because it is a complete package. Listening, reflecting, and then acting on it as well. All of it is included in all of this. Not just, I'll sit here, I'll listen to someone, and then I can do whatever I want in my life and Allah will give me heaven. No, you have to still act on what is being taught. So we are talking about learning, right? But there's a question about what should we learn? So there's a lot of narrations about making sure you learn the things that are actually required for you. So you have to prioritize sometimes in your life. There's many things you can learn about. For example, I'm sure Fortnite and these games have like a Wikipedia website, right? You probably have all these, or Minecraft. You can probably spend hours and hours on Wikipedia and learn so much about these games. That's something that you can spend a lot of time on. But is it really that important, or is it priority for you in your life? So that's what these narrations are going to tell you about. That just because you have to learn doesn't mean you have to spend your entire life learning everything. You have to prioritize what's the most important thing. So Imam Ali alayhi salam says that knowledge is power. Everyone has heard that? Knowledge is power. Okay, this is attributed to Imam Ali. Knowledge is power. And anyone who gains knowledge will be able to become powerful, and they will have authority. They can control people. They can manage people. So knowledge is power. That's from Imam Ali alayhi salam. One day the Holy Prophet entered the masjid. Very famous narration, right? He entered the masjid, and there were two groups that were sitting. One group was sitting and engaging in discussions, on ilmi discussions, academic discussions. They were learning and they were talking. And the other group was sitting and they were making dua. Okay, so both of these things are good, right? But this is where the Prophet will say, which one will you join? So the Prophet says that all of these, both of these things are good. One is worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and trying to learn the deen. And the other one is basically trying to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the du'as. But I prefer the group that is sitting and learning and engaging. Okay, because Allah has sent me. Allah has sent me as somebody who is going to teach the humans. Allah has sent me forward to teach mankind. And that is my primary role. So I like the gathering in which people are sitting and talking about beneficial things. Okay, even though he's saying the dua is also important. There's time for that as well. But he says, I sat with the people that are learning because I also came for this purpose. That was my main purpose. I will end with this narration, two narrations. One is from Imam Kazim alayhi salam, very famous narration also. One time the Prophet entered a masjid, and there was a group of people around a celebrity of that time. Okay, there was a celebrity, and everyone was like, oh my God, this person is in town. He's amazing. So everybody made a circle around this celebrity. So the Prophet said, who is this man? And people said, he is an allama. Allama means he's like the most knowledgeable person. So somebody is very knowledgeable. They made a whole circle around him. So the Prophet said, okay, what does he know? What is he knowledgeable in? They said he knows the history of all the Arab families' genealogy. Genealogy means family trees. He knows, your father was this person and your grandmother was this lady and your uncle married this person and your kids had. He knows the genealogies of the Arabs. Okay, so a lot of people were into this nasab, ilmun nasab they call it. And he knows all of the Jahiliyyah Arab poetry. He knows the poetry of the ancient times. So look at what the Prophet says. He says this knowledge is a type of knowledge that even if he didn't know it, it would have no harm to him in his life. If he didn't know this knowledge, would he fail in life? If he didn't know who was your great-grandfather? Nothing would happen in his life, right? So the Prophet said this is a type of knowledge that even if you don't know it, it's not a big deal. So the Prophet is saying, why is everybody putting this person on a pedestal and making him a big celebrity? Because even if he didn't know these things, it is not the end of the world, okay? So over here the commentators are saying that this narration is basically telling us as Muslims, yes, there are many things to learn, many things to study and specialize in, but we have to prioritize as a community, as an Islamic community, as an Islamic nation, what are those disciplines and subjects that we should really prioritize that are going to be to our benefit, okay? And this is not something that we should just do because of, or we just like to do this discipline, that's why I'm going to do it. Okay, you can pursue your interests, but your interests should also line up with what's going to be the return to strengthening the community. If I just want to do, for example, someone may be interested in, I don't know, history. Okay, many people are interested in history. I'm interested in history, right? But if I'm going to study history, but if I cannot help my community with that knowledge, because sometimes, if you may not be able to help your community with that knowledge, then it's kind of pointless. You can just show off to people, oh, I'm a historian. Okay, but can this knowledge help the community? Is there any way that it can help the community? So that's what the Prophet is talking about. Maybe we need to look into disciplines, like for example, education, teachers. Okay, maybe we should produce more teachers. Maybe we need to produce more people in law and doctors and these type of fields, because these fields are important not just for you, but they can help back the community as well, right? All right, so that's something that he's talking about. I will end with this final narration from Imam Ali alayhi salam. This is for all of you, all the youngsters, boys and girls. He says, أولى الأشياء أن يتعلمها الأحداث الأشياء التي إذا صاروا رجالا احتاجوا إليها. That the best thing to study right now for the youth, okay, he's literally talking about to you guys, is those things that will help you when you are older. تعلموا العلم صغارا تسودوا به كبارا. Learn the things right now when you are young that will help you gain siyada. Siyada from Sadat, Sayyid, meaning they will help you gain nobility and dignity when you are older. Okay, so picking a career, picking a discipline, there's a lot of push about, we should just do whatever we are interested in. Yes, you can pursue your interests and hobbies as well, it's important. But at the same time, I will give you my own story. When I was younger, I wanted to do many, many things that I was interested in, okay? I was into graphic design and animation. I spent 1 year studying the entire history of Disney, because I literally wanted to go to Sheridan College, and I figured out you go to Sheridan College, you go into this design animation, and you can go into Disney comes there and they hires you. I literally studied the entire history of Disney. When was Cinderella made, when was Snow White made, and how they made it, and all the Lion King, everything. And then, I said, what, Sheridan's very competitive. I don't know if I will have a chance. I'm not good at art. So then I said I will go into movies. But now I look at my friends who have lost their religion and lost their deen, because the world of media is very, you can be very corrupt. So these were things I was interested in, but maybe it would not have been so beneficial for me at that time. Right? It was just my interest. So alhamdulillah, I ended up going into the fields that I ended up going into, and I can serve much better now the community as well, right? So these are just things that I'm just sharing from my own experiences as well. So inshallah, we'll wrap it up today. We'll continue the chapter inshallah tomorrow.